fast forward to these times, you'll hear me just scream.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the beginning of my broadcast day. Today is, well, actually, my name first is Blood Eagle, and you are watching Blood TV for Friday, Criday, May 12th, 2017. We are back in ESO this morning, and I am currently in the middle of a conversation with my guildies, discussing different things. Yeah, I'll tell you how bad it got. It got so bad that every time I enter into a room, I whip out my wrench and I go beat on everything. Every inanimate object in the room. Because I don't trust anything. I don't trust anything at all. So I go and whack everything one time.
The ones that used to get me would be when you see a mimic run around a corner and you walk into the room and you think, right, what was in this room the last time I came?
Yes, I've had a couple of those too. One will pop out and he'll run away and then he'll reform somewhere and you're like, oh God, I don't remember what was over here. Sometimes they're dumb. Like there was a mop bucket and a wet floor sign, and then there were 3 mop buckets and a wet floor sign. I'm like, yeah, this doesn't look. So Sev, I am going to let you dictate how my day goes today. And let me explain to you what I mean by that. So I have now completed everything in Cyrodiil, with the exception of one Aelid ruin to discover right near Robeck, or just north of Robeck on the shore of the moat around Imperial City. And some cookie crumb quests to turn in way up in the northwestern corner. That's it, like literally. That is all.
Nice.
My plan yesterday was to get to Alliance rank 6 and then hit 50 out there and be done. Ta-da, I'm done. Yay! What ended up happening is I hit Alliance rank 6, completed all that stuff, it was home and dinner was ready, and I'm at 49.5. So I was going to hop on this morning and run, like 7 dolmens real quick and be level 50. However, if I do that, then I'm now going to have to switch campaigns in order to be on the level 50 campaign. And I know that you still needed some help. So, if you need my help this morning, I can run out there with you, and we can go get your dolmens and stuff and finish you up. Hopefully that will not level me to 50, or else it does level me to 50 and it's over anyways. Or else you don't need my help, and I'll just say fucking hit.
I can use that with dolmens.
Cool. In that case, I will not level him to 50 quick.
What are our vaults made of?
Before I do anything, I have to go through. So my entire bank is full at 100 of 100, and then my stealther is completely full as well.
Got some time. We're trying to get out of this delve area.
You out there now?
No.
Well, this will only take me a few moments. I just got to tear down stuff, switch over, tear down more stuff, switch over, and I'm good to go.
Yeah, I'm on my main.
I'll try to get your weapon still?
No, I'm trying to work my way through the Automary quest line. At the same time, getting mats because I'm running low.
I don't know. I still haven't figured out what the hell I'm going to do next week. I know I want to finish the main storyline on my main to get it over with and get the Cold Harbor Black die. And I don't know what else. So how you been, Art?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad. Been a busy week with the getting that show ready. Not in there today. Show goes up Tuesday. So I've got tomorrow, Sunday I'm in the theatre all day, Monday I might be in a little bit, and then it go back to normal Tuesday because there'll be nothing I can do after that because it goes live.
Mm-hmm. And then it's all up to them.
And then backstage for them Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then I travel to Heathrow on the Sunday, and I fly out to New York on the Monday. So I will miss the launch of 2 weeks early of Elder Scrolls. So I am probably never going to jump back into that game. But apart from that, all is good, mate. All is good.
Why? Is that the only way that you would have played if you get to do the 2 weeks early thing?
If what? Sorry, mate?
I said, is that the only way that you were going to play is if you got to do the early thing?
No, not at all. It's just.
You think you're going to get left behind?
No, because everybody keeps telling me you can't get left behind in that game.
That's true.
You can, trust me.
No, you really can't. Honest to God.
You really can get left behind. You really can. Or you really go into the game and just get thrown around a lot.
Well, the only thing
I think I'll let you guys. Yeah, you guys will burn out. You guys will burn out on it in about 6 weeks after release.
I mean, I guess it's always a possibility.
That's a guild average. So.
But I've been paying subscription for this game for 9 months now.
Yeah, I know.
I don't usually tend to pay for a game that I don't play.
Get a long enough time, I don't think, to what's the word? Sink into it.
Well, it's just as much time as a single player game.
There's a lot there to see and do. Whereas, I can play a game like Mass Effect, a game like Prey. I've still got to do Zelda on the Switch. Do you know what I mean? Where I can just. I want to find a game that we all play together, and I don't want you to think that I don't. It didn't grab me the first time it came out, as you know. I was the first to run. I tried to get back into it with you, Jicko, and Drea probably a year and a half ago, and still couldn't get into it then. I hear you guys talking incessantly about wrong builds, incorrect builds, things not working, things that are working. This doesn't work. There's a build for that. Not using this, not doing that. Then I know about the shed load of content they brought out, which is praise to the developers. I'll praise them on that. And then normally what happens with most expansions is it's a game for me, most expansions are a game reset. It's them eking more money because they know that player numbers are dropping. They want to introduce all this new content, and then they'll level the playing field. So if there was a good time to get back into the game, that would have been it, I guess.
Well, I don't disagree with most of what you said, although I do have a rebuttal for a couple things.
You wouldn't be Blood Eagle if you didn't.
Well, I mean, just my own observation. The last time that we played, that you played with us, I didn't get into it either.
We don't do loads,
which is why I left again.
Kind of Think of us as
and the first time that we played it, there was so much bots and trouble, I just never got into it.
I came back into it with you, Seven Drea. I can't remember. It's a couple of weeks ago. Not a couple of weeks ago, sorry.
A couple months ago. Yeah, like 6 months ago.
And we were doing dungeons, and we were porting here, there, freaking everywhere, all over the bloody world. I couldn't even tell you where the bank was in that city. Yeah, yep. I could log into WildStar, World of Warcraft, EverQuest, games like that, and I'd know exactly what I was doing, where I was going, etc. I don't know what it is because it's not me, because I hate playing. I love playing single player games because I want to get them off my list and say I've done them, but I don't like playing single player games because I'm not playing with my friends.
Well, I mean, that's pretty much the exact same thing you said about Guild Wars 2. And you said you guys will leave, sooner or later, and you were right. We left sooner or later.
The thing is, we end up doing stuff that doesn't benefit the person who's at the back. We do it all the time. I've been guilty of doing it myself. In other games, it's very hard to just go here, do this, do that, do this, do this, do this, do this. Then when you're not on, or Sev's not on, or Drea's not on, or someone I can ask a question to, it's like, well, how did I do that again? It's almost like you get handheld all the way to a certain point, and then you don't actually learn. Does that make sense? A little bit?
Yeah.
And Guild Wars for me was, it was alright. I like ESO. Well, I like the background of ESO. I like what I've read about Morrowind. I just get a funny feeling that I could be using this time to get all the. I've still got Dishonored, Deus Ex, and a few other games to just get off the list. I've bought them, I've paid for them, and I've hardly ever played them.
I mean, it sounds like you have changed to the point where you enjoy a more linear handheld experience than the open world, go figure it out on your own type of thing.
No. I completely disagree. With you. what I like about games like WildStar, WoW, EverQuest is that there are. What turns me off about ESO is that you're a jack of all trades, really master of none, or it's the everybody can do everything. And I said that to you before. I don't like that. I really don't.
Oh crap!
It actually turns me off that I can heal as a sorcerer, as a DPS, as a Templar, as the other freaking Shadow Knight, and I can heal. Oh no, I'm going to go rogue, and there's just no specific role. And maybe that's what I like. Maybe it's my military days that if you're a medic, you're a medic. If you're a soldier, you're a soldier. If you're a signaller, you're a signaller. That's what you do. You know, WildStar, you had the medic class. You could do good DPS. There were good DPS builds, but that was it. You would never tank with him. But switch a stick here, give him a shield here, train a little bit in this, and yeah, you could be as good enough to go as a tank. And it's just stuff like that, mate. And the thing is that I come on board, I listen to Flux whinge, and obviously we all tune that out.
I was about to say, Flux whinge is about everything you're talking about.
And it's just, I don't know, I've got one character that got to 36, I think. A rogue that I started leveling with you, Jaya, and Sev that I think got to early teens. And it's just... And I'm pretty confident that, you know, I'll come back from New York and my work will be busy, but my social life will be quieter than it has been for a while, deliberately so. And I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a go then, but I something tells me that I may as well just hold the money, just keep the money. Not that, you know, I'm not made of money, but, you know, I don't know. There's just, I don't know.
Well, I mean, you and I've had this conversation multiple times, and, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
I've sat here listening to you guys and thought, oh, that's a good link Bloods put up. Oh, that's a link that says put up. Let's have a look at that build. That's a healing build. That's a Templar build. Let's have a look. How does that work? All right, that makes sense. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, okay.
I just swore I had more 160.
Nah, no.
Maybe I didn't. This.
I just want to... Do you know what I mean? It just doesn't... It's a shame because I like playing MMOs. That's how I met you guys. You know, I've been doing some research on that Secret World Legends. Just see what that's about. Because that's where I ultimately became a Crimson Wing member, or Diwali member, I guess. I don't know. And plus, I guess 4-man dungeons. There's already enough of you playing it. There's 3 of you. There was the 2 of you, Drea, Neuro, Flux, a few other guys that you've got joined the guild, which is good.
Well, I mean, you know my policy. First people that are in are the people that are in, and when somebody drops out, we make room for somebody else. Dre and I get on here in the mornings, and there's nobody on till 10 a.m., so we sit here for 5 hours, twiddling our thumbs, doing our own thing, waiting for people to log on.
Yeah, I think... Well, let me get this show out of the way, and let me get back from New York. Then maybe I'll give it a go. And if I ever make a conscious decision to stick with it for a week and just see if I can actually get through it, it might just mean if I'm trying to be critical of myself, it might be that I just need to break the back of it instead of going in there and just being swamped and thinking, "Oh, just walk away from it because you can't be bothered." It's actually break the back of it and see if I can get to the game that's underneath it or not.
Well,
that
I mean,
might be the issue.
Personally, I think the best thing that you could possibly do would be to not log into Discord, log into the game, start a brand spanking new character, and, you know, skip Cold Harbor if you want the tutorial, or don't, up to you, and just play a brand spanking new character like you've never touched the game before.
The thing is that the Templar that I created is probably still the class that I would play.
Templars are badass.
You know, I like healing, and you know, I know that they all heal. For God's sake,
they do.
You know, I've heard it 100 times before.
And it's not just they all heal, Art. It's that they all heal differently. So the Dragon Knight, which was seen as a tank, you know, back when we first started. So a lot about this game has been realized since we first played. When we first dipped into it at the beginning, we thought we knew what the hell was going on. But in reality, we had no idea of the vastness and diversity of the game. And, you know, that's our mistake. It was a brand new game. We didn't know any better. You know, it's on us. Now, the second time we came back, truly wanting to give it a shot, to me at least, felt like we were going through the motions. Like, we didn't have anything else to do, so we were just trying to throw ourselves at something. And because of that, I didn't enjoy myself. And that's the reason why we didn't last, weeks, and we were gone again? Just because it was, it was going through the motions. When they brought out one Tamriel, and we decided to go back in and give it a shot, as a group of us, that was the first time that I, myself, ever truly saw the game for what it could be. And that's the reason why I've been playing it steadily since then. Because it was still the same game, but now it was the same game without all the stupid restrictions. One of my most hated things in MMOs is going to play a game with my friends and not being able to play with my friend because you wake up earlier than me. So you leveled for 3, you got 3 levels above me, and now you're too far. And my wife works, and because she works, she can only play on the weekends, and so she's way behind everybody. So everybody else in the guild either has to have characters her level only to play with her, or else they can go off and do their own thing, and now she's left behind, and I feel guilty, so I stay behind with her, and now we can't join the rest of it. And that kind of stuff just drives me insane. With one Tamriel, they got rid of all of it. I mean, they really, truly, honest to God, got rid of all of it. And that, to me, is the greatest achievement that they've made in this game so far, and me personally. And that achievement is, for me, what has made the game enjoyable. And then to top that off, they have continued to add other things. They've continued to add, like pieces of a pie. So you can bake a pie, try to dig into the pie somewhere and feel overwhelmed by the pie, or else you can take a pie cutter and cut it up into pieces, either 8 large pieces, 16 small pieces, or and you get 32 tiny pieces, however you want to do it, and then take each piece of that pie one at a time and work your way through it. And the way that they have structured the game now, I like it better because that's how it feels to me. So I have a character who has never done any of the mainline quests, the quests that you remember from when we played the first time. And that character has only done 2 pieces of the new content, and that's all. That's all he's done. He's never touched anything else at all because I wanted to experience those 2 pieces, and I kind of experienced them together. That's the Dark Brotherhood Assassin content and the Thieves Guild content, because they kind of work together, their skills and stuff, and that's the reason why I did those 2. I have another guy that leveled only doing dungeons and the Orc content, Orsinium, and that's all he ever did. He never did any other quests. So it's nice because, like you said, when you come back in, even with Guild Wars 2, when you come back in, you're just surrounded by so cotton picking much that they've added to the game that you feel overwhelmed by it. But I think it's easier now to choose how you want to cut up the pie and consume it in small bits.
Yeah.
Like your Templar before did Grotwood, because we all chose Aldemary Dominion, and that was all you could do. So you were Aldemary Dominion, you started off in their lands, and these were the only zones that you could do. If you came back with that character and decided to play that level 36 again, you could just delete all the quests that you Grotwood, or not Grotwood, but all the quests from the Aldemary Dominion, and you could take that character to the very beginning of the Daggerfall content, and you could start working your way through that if you wanted to. Or you could go to the end of the Daggerfall content and only work on that. Or you could go, you could just choose your piece of pie and take your character where you want to go and work it from there. And I think that's what makes the game for me so much more enjoyable this time. And the new content that you were talking about, like getting left behind with the Morrowind stuff. I won't
Yeah.
even be playing the Morrowind stuff until somewhere towards the end of June or beginning of July. Because I'm not doing the Morrowind content on my solo ranger or my solo warden. I'm saving that to do with Drea. And she's going in for surgery on June 6th and won't even be able to sit down in the office till probably the end of June.
What's wrong with Drea?
She's having a hysterectomy.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, so she's getting all her lady parts pulled up.
Yeah.
So she's not allowed to work for 6 weeks, not even allowed to lift, like a can of coffee. So for the first 3 weeks, I don't think she's going to be able to sit down in the office very well. But for the last 3 weeks, for recuperation, I think she'll be able to play. So she happens to go in the hospital the same day that it releases. So her and we won't even get a chance to do the Morrowind content till somewhere towards the beginning of July. So you're not the only one being left behind. And it's fine, which, when I am ready to do the Morrowind content...
Because I think, like I say, if I can come to terms with it, then I'll probably enjoy it. I think, like I said to you, I think by my own admission, I've got to just break the back of it.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to go through the learning curve. Because things have changed.
They are different, and what you can do is different. So, even your own character that you had before, has the things that we've learned with them have metamorphosized. So you can do things with your character now that we didn't know you could do before. Lots of things.
Yeah.
And the one thing I do like about it that I didn't like about WildStar, and this is my own personal opinion again, is I like the fact that any race, any class, can pick up any weapon or do anything. So you can be a healer with a bow, or you can be a tank with a staff, or you can be a DPS with a healing staff. And it's whatever you want to do. There really is no wrong thing. And that's the reason why you're hearing us discuss all those things all the time, is because we're trying to figure out what works and what doesn't, and what things work for us better than those things. Some people, like Flux, will go and do 500 hours of research, find the biggest damaging, spec there is for his class, and he will follow it to a T. And then you have people like me who look at all of the different meta things and say, screw them, I want to do my own thing, and I do. And, while I'm not the God's gift to insert tank, DPS, or healer here, I do good enough. I do fun. I have fun. I enjoy my class. Currently, right now, the character I've been playing, I haven't seen you this week, but the character I've been playing, and I'm just about to get to level 50, is a sorcerer who wears leather armor and uses a bow, and he has one of the pets of sorcerer as his tank and his heals, and all of his other attacks are bow attacks. And I'm just about to hit level 50 with him, and he's fun. Fun as hell. I had quite a bit of enjoyment with him. So yeah, just keep all that in mind, keep an open mind about it. So.
Yeah, no, I will. Like I say, I think it's the wrong time for me to do it now, because I'll get into it and go on holiday for a week.
Right. Yeah, but when you come back, just treat it like a new game. I think would be the best. Treat it like stepping into something new for the very first time. Okay, so hop back over to my... But thank you so much. You are the man. Did you get that last night?
Yep.
How'd you get a hold of it?
Like 1 minute before I came on Discord.
Oh, you're kidding.
I got it questing my main in Tamriel.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
But doesn't just come from cereal. That's awesome.
So you too can have shit brown looking dye.
It'll go with all my other horrible looking dice.
Your deluxe steel looks pretty good though.
Does it?
Mhm.
Yeah, I haven't found like a really. I'd love to find like a really honest goodness white, like a really good white. So far, I haven't